Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Gran Turismo Sunday League. This is Season 6, and I'm joined today with Toby, aka xCobalt. We're trying something a little bit different with the videos here. We're trialing things for project cars. The first race of the season we have at Daytona Road Course. We've got a 24-lap race in the Lexus ISF, which you will recognise from the previous season. So we've got one pit stop, looking the hard tyres. If it rains, we're going to be looking to move on to inters and wets. And on the left of your screen here, you can see the race results from race 1 last season. As you can see by our introduction and what you've got in front of you here, we've teamed up with ISR to bring you Season 6 of the Sunday League. It's a partnership we've brought together. We're going to kind of carry on forwards with Gran Turismo 6 Project Cars F1. So that's something we're going to look at carrying on. But as I said, I've got Toby here with me. So Toby, what's your thoughts on the season ahead of us?
Hi, thanks a lot, Craig. Yeah, we go into a very different track for these cars. Obviously, we've only ever tested these cars once so far at Stage Route 5, and every driver seemed to really enjoy the pace and the battles we had in these cars. These cars are sort of like European V8 cars, so surely these are going to be European V8 supercars, should I say. Obviously they are Japanese, but this should be a good race, and I'm looking forward to see what the first race of the season will bring and how the rest of the season is going to pan out.
And hopefully a repeat of last season's race 1 for you as well.
It would be very nice, I won't deny.
Yeah, there we go. Well, let's get into the race now. We're going to head over to Zach for the qualifying, and we'll see you all for the race start.
See you then.
Thank you, Craig, and hello everybody. Welcome to Daytona National Speedway for the ISR Sunday League. We'll be taking a look at the qualifying comparison between Avanzo 7 and xCobalt. And going into turn 1, Avanzo 7 goes a little bit wide, and it kind of hinders him getting the outro of the corner. Got to keep these cars a lot of under control as best you can, because these cars with little braking, heavy weight, it just makes for very unstable braking. And going into the international hairpin, xCobalt makes a very good line, a little bit loose. But as you can see, Avanzo 7 takes a lot more curving than Cobalt, and I don't know if that hinders him for this lap, because this track is very difficult to tame, and especially going right here into the kink. Avanzo 7 takes a lot of curving, down into the straightaway, into the turn, a lot of hairpins with this track, and that's something that really keeps the drivers off guard. As you can see, Avanzo 7 taking more curving there, xCobalt taking a fantastic line through there, down the straightaway, almost going into the NASCAR section, keeping the car under braking, keeping it stable, because these cars are very tail happy. We're not on the softs for the Sunday League, at least for this race we aren't. So the racing cars are just very slick. Down into the NASCAR part of the track, keeping it nice in middle ways as best you can, but also trying to make the track as short as you can, because these cars do get a lot of top speed. As you can see, going out of the NASCAR turn 2, down the back straightaway, we're going to be braking at 157 miles an hour going into the bus stop. Got to keep the car nice and stable, not trying to get the tail end very ill, keeping it nice and steady. Avanzo 7 and both xCobalt take it very nicely. Both of them take the exact line of curving and going into the NASCAR turn 3 part of the section. Very nicely done by both drivers. Down the chute, going in about maybe 130, 140 into 5th gear, going into 6th. Nice and low, trying to keep the track as short as you can. Down into the front straightaway part, xCobalt manages to set a 155.6 in order to Avanzo 7 157.1, and so xCobalt really does a nice qualifying lap. And here's Craig with the rest of the qualifying results.
Thanks so much, Zach, for that qualifying comparison between both mine and Toby's lap times. Here we have the qualifying results. So on the front row of the grid we've got Sven and xCobalt. Second row is Fred Dude and Super Bricklayer. Third row is Avanzo 7, myself, and Galactic Skull. Fourth row we've got David Mack and Chuck Sockenbart, and rounding out the fields on a lonely row by himself is Matty Rocks 22. So on we go to the race now itself.
Here we are then, getting ready on the grid, looking at last season's champion on the grid. There's second place, xCobalt. Here's third place, Fred Dude. Fourth, Super Bricklayer, Avanzo 7, Gladskull 2, David Mack, Chuck Sockenbart, and at the back, Matty Rocks 22. All getting ready for the lining up procedure now. Any minute now, the light's going to go green, and these drivers are going to go chundering down to turn 1 at full pace. can hear the engines revving up now. And it's lights out, away we go, and that's a terrible start for Welsh at Sniper Spen. xCobalt getting an immediate jump over him and going straight up into P1. Fred following him through. It looks like Spen's going to try hold it around the outside of Fred Dude. A little tap from Fred Dude on xCobalt there going into turn 1. And Spen and Fred seem to be side by side still, but that's a perfect start for xCobalt. And that went everywhere he wanted it to. That could have gone absolutely perfect as all the cars come chundering into turn 2 now. No contact or anything so far. And
well, Toby, like in the back, we've got Rennie going off there at the hairpin.
We've got a yellow car. Thanks, Craig, for that in the background somewhere. We'll have to look back and see what happened on that one as we're still following xCobalt from Welsh Sniper Spen, from Fred Dude, from Avanza 7, I think, is in fourth. As Welsh Sniper Spen trying to make a move. Is he going to make that stick?
Oh, it was a good effort up the inside, diving up the inside of xCobalt there, but I think xCobalt managed to fend that off as they're coming up now, going to enter in the oval itself.
That was indeed a good attempt by the reigning champion, trying to get his first position back, his pole back as soon as possible as we're onto the first banking, and listen to the sound of these beautiful V8s thundering through on the banking. And Welsh Sniper Spen lining up xCobalt in the slipstream, hopefully going to try and make a move down into that chicane. That's obviously his next best chance, but do you think he'll be able to defend from Fred when making that move, Craig?
Yeah, he's looking like he's got about a couple of car lengths from Fred there. As you can see, he's moving up the inside of xCobalt now, trying to make the move into the bus-up chicane.
Oh, it's a
side by side. Oh, xCobalt's over the grass there, so that was a risky move, but it's paid off for him.
It has indeed. xCobalt having to slightly cut the grass to avoid contact, and that's given him a poor exit from Fred Dude. Fred Dude on the attack now in the blue and green car as they thunder around the second part of the banking. He's going to try get him coming onto the start-finish straight, and this is a cracking first lap we're having. The battle for first is still very hot, as we can see Avanzo 7 and Galactic Skull in the background battling away for fourth, and it looks like there may be a battle for fifth. We're about to come around the line. Here we are then, and it's Avanzo 7, I think, and Galactic Skull 2 now going side by side, and that's David Mack we're seeing now. And Fred's tried to make a move. There's a bit of contact in the background. I think they are all right for now as we go on for another lap.
It's all looking good so far. Yeah, the leading three are pulling away, leaving Galactic Skull and Avanzo 7 just sitting in behind. But these three are, despite battling, they seem to be holding some good pace, keeping the battle as it is. And I don't think David Mack's too far behind the other two at the moment. So this is them coming down, get down to the turn 4 king. So Avanzo 7 we've got here just following xCobalt through the left-hander.
A little correction there, Galactic Skull you're following. Matty Rock's in a lonely last place at the moment, and Rennie, no, that's Rennie in last actually after his colossal incident, and that's still Fred right up behind, and we cut to Rennie once more, looking very lonely. Fred getting very close on the braking into the back of xCobalt. We wouldn't want any contact this early on. It's always horrible when a driver's race gets spoiled so early in the competition, but we're going around for round 2 on the banking into the chicane. xCobalt hoping to take that first place back as soon as he can into the chicane. It's going to be risky if he can, but he's going to have to do it from a long way back if he thinks he's got any chance of making it, as we're still extremely close on this second lap. Like, we're not spread out too much.
No, the leaders are quite close together there.
Oh, that's a huge lock up for xCobalt. He's gone off. He's on the grass. We cut to Avanzo 7. Is he going to get back on with no issues? It looks like he's just made that work, but oh no, the back end's gone again, and contact. Two getting together.
Saved him, that contact saved him though. Galactic Skull has capitalised on that massively. He's got a good gap ahead into third place.
He's got a nice, and now we've got another battle triggered from that, but Avanza 7 definitely saving the day for xCobalt onto that one. So we're about to come flying down the straight once more, coming across the line any second now, and they're still side by side.
It's not too far back either as well.
He's not, he's ready to pounce at any moment. Is Avanza 7 going to be able to make a move? Not on this particular occasion. He'll follow him around for another lap and try get him maybe up to the hairpin, as Super Bricklayer right up behind Avanzo 7. He's capitalised also on that. Is Super Bricklayer going to be able to make a move? Oh, very close indeed. And there's some smoke coming off xCobalt's car there, and that's a bit of understeer smoke as he gives the grass a little kiss on the outside. And is that David Mack and Super Bricklayer going side by side into the kink? That's a very daring move from David Mack, wanting to get it done reasonably quickly and maybe get in the pursuit for that battle with xCobalt and Avanza 7, as we've got two battles within about a space of 2 seconds of each other here, Craig.
You know, very, very interesting first 2 laps, hasn't it? So battles all around, battles for the lead, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and even 6th as well. So David Mack still pressurising Super Bricklayer there, but he seems to have the position held, and xCobalt's tearing away from Avanzo 7 now, looking to get back up onto the back of Galactic Skull and catch that leading group.
We cut back to the leaders now, everyone cutting a bit of the chicane, a lot of cut from Welsh Sniper Sven there, and Cobalt's got it wrong again. That's going to cost him some time to Avanzo 7 as we come onto the banking, and there's the battle still. David Mack and Super Bricklayer still going at it onto the banking. Super Bricklayer actually got his window wipers on there, Craig.
Must be expecting some rain. Knows more than we do.
That's a very good way to forecast the rain.
No. Oh, but there we go, look at the battle now. Avanzo 7 right all over the back of xCobalt. Side by side down that start and finish straight now though.
Battle Royale into turn 1. Here we go.
Always a tricky corner this one, isn't it?
You get it wrong on the outside, you're going on. Look how close these guys are. Couldn't fit a sheet of paper between the cars there.
It's good racing with those two.
Look at them now.
Good experienced racers there. So Avanzo 7 wants to hold the line. xCobalt sitting in close behind and going to try and make the move now into turn 3.
xCobalt trying to go around the outside. He locks up. It's not going to happen on this occasion, but he's actually got the switch back on Avanzo 7 as we cut on board with xCobalt now. Is he going to make it past cleanly? He looks like he's got the better drive out of the corner from Avanzo 7, and he gets the move done on this occasion.
There you go, clean through there. Just clips the grass net side, a little bit of a wiggle into turn 5, but nothing he can't handle. So he's got the position back into 4th. He's going to hopefully go for it now, no more mistakes, and set about catching Galactic Skull.
Hopefully so, and hopefully Avanzo 7 is going to follow him around and get up in that battle, as we're still getting a few battles, specifically with David Mack and Super Bricklayer there. As Avanzo 7 trying to get a good drive out of the final corner onto the banking, which would inevitably set him up amazingly. And we're going to have some replays of the starts here, Craig.
Yeah, go back to the start. It was action all around. We managed to get a good view of Welsh Sniper Sven and xCobalt to begin with, but here we are on board with Galactic Skull. Everybody else is losing a bit of traction at the start, but he gets a brilliant start, makes up 2 positions straight away there, and that's him up into 4th. And there you go. That's, as you can see, that's why he got as close to the leaders as he did to begin with. So he goes round turn 1. As you can see, Fred and Spin batting together. Galactic Skull loses the rear end a little bit, but he's kept his position there. And he's just following suit, looking to try and make a position up into turn 3. So you make
tries going around the out. Yeah, trying to go around the outside of Fred there. Bit of lag from his onboard camera, but nothing we can really do about that, and that just shows he gets a decent start and trying to attack the leaders.
Probably the best out of the lot of us he did there, didn't he? So he made up 2 positions into turn 1.
That was a dream start for Galactic Skull 2, and I don't think that could have gone any better.
Nope. Got on board
compare
now
this one to Avanzo.
Yeah, we've got Super Breaker on the left. As you can see, he's already got his wipers on, so he's expecting the rain from the start. There you go, everybody getting a little bit sideways there, and as you can see on your left, Galactic Skull comes flying through to take the 4th place. So it wasn't a bad start. Lost that position out to Galactic Skull there, but straight up the inside of Super Breaker now, trying to get that position back into 5th place. And as you can see, Galactic Skull ahead, just losing the rear end a little bit, as did Super Bricklayer behind. But he's managed to hold 5th place there, so come on board now with xCobalt.
Obviously,
Sven got a bit of a delayed start there. I think he jumped the lights a little bit, got a bit of a penalty, but that's no problem for xCobalt. He's taking the lead now into turn 1. So glad it's all got a good start, but as to xCobalt, what do you think, Toby?
I think everything went right for them 2 drivers. A little bit of a misfortune for Avanzo 7, but let's take what's happened with Rene here then. Take us through what happened.
Well, got a bit of a laggy connection. That's just sadly thanks to the Gran Turismo replays, but he looks like he's had it all wrong since turn 1, clipping the grass left and right, and then dirty tyres into the hairpin. That just seemed to send him off. So there's very little he could have done there. He just didn't have the best of starts, but he's going to try his hardest to catch everybody back up again with his J-turn back onto the track.
I hope he can get it right, because that was... And here we can see a massive lock-up from xCobalt in that battle with Avanzo 7. Coming into turn 1, really not showing the tyres mercy as we're following Matty Rocks 22 now. That Rene has got back past him now, Craig, by the looks of things. And he's been roping him in for several laps on the timing sheet, says Matty Rocks, about 2 seconds a lap. So this is really something I've been wanting to see. He's taking an abnormal line there coming through as we're coming into turn 1, and he's touched the grass on the outside. Is he going to keep it? It's edgy.
Squirming, but he's held though, so
definitely not catching Rene at 2 seconds a lap anymore.
No, There you go, it was a losing line to turn 1, trying to keep him off the grass, but it didn't work on that occasion. But fingers crossed next time around he'll get him. We're having a battle with xCobalt trying to chase down Galactic Skull, so he looks like he's let Avanza 7 for dead now and caught back up to 3rd place.
So, will he be able to get back in the podium after it all went wrong at the chicane? As that's a very word line from Colin, I apologise, from Galactic Skull 2. That's quite a hiccup from Galactic Skull 2 there. It's coming through the king. It looks like xCobalt definitely gained on Galactic Skull 2 as a result of going wide.
Yeah, he's been gaining each lap, but now more so than ever after that mistake by Galactic Skull. He's right on his tail line, going to put him under suppression to turn 6 and round onto the banking itself. So he's just going to line him up and see if he can get best chance probably into the bus stop chicane, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. Would this if Galactic Skull 2 managed to hold this? Would I be right in saying this would be his first podium in Sunday League?
I think you might be right. Yeah, he's had a few close calls previously, but this would be his first podium.
It would be a very nice achievement. xCobalt's not going to make that achievement. No, he's not going to make it easy. Look how close these two are, getting even closer, almost touching wing mirrors as we're running down to the chicane. xCobalt's going to try outbrake him. He gives him a little bit of a squeeze, a little lock up. He cuts a bit of grass on the outside, but he has got the job done. In a bit of a scruffy way, it has to be said, but a move's a move, and he is up into P3. The next task, catching Fred Dude. Following lap then, xCobalt on board, and oh, that's a huge lock. He's off. That's horribly wrong.
Definitely not showing the tyres any mercy on that turn there.
That's not helped his case. Let's give the position right back to Galactic Skull 2. He'll have to do all the hard work again.
Yeah, definitely. But there we go on board. Following Welsh Leopard spin now, he's looking to make his pit lap 11 out of 24, so he's in for his first and possibly only stop of the race here. And we've got Fred following him to just mirror what he's doing.
Galactic Skull is in 3rd, making his stop after the leaders. So is xCobalt right up behind them as Avanza 7 opting to stay away from the pits, Craig, and we've got a new leader.
Yeah, stay a bit longer. We know Gran Turismo what it's like with holding people up the pit lane, so it looks like he's going to go a little bit longer just to avoid that happening.
Welsh X-Knife spin out in hot pursuit, followed by Fred Dude out into turn 1. Get the tyres warmed up. As we can see, Galactic Skull 2 now exiting the pits, followed by xCobalt.
So we've had a bit of a flurry in the pits there. Everybody getting their stops done early out the way. Looks like Avanza 7 and Davy Mack have kept going on to eke the tyres out a little bit longer.
Definitely. Same with, and here is Avanza 7 a lap later then, as he almost got them, but not quite, and quite a different line exiting the pits there, Craig.
Yeah, just trying to give xCobalt a bit of room there just to avoid taking him out. But it's not too far behind, so plenty of a chance to catch back up. There we go, xCobalt off again into turn 1. That's kind of proving a bit of an issue for him today, don't you think?
Definitely his Achilles heel, like very painful for xCobalt. I think he's sick of the sight of that corner by now, Craig. And now he's got to catch up and catch his other rival, Avanza 7, once again. You know,
they've been having a bit of a good race today. Mistakes by both drivers. Avanza 7 hasn't been kind of on top form pace-wise, and xCobalt's been he's been as quick as he can be, but he's been making a few mistakes just trying to get back up to the points. But going back to what you said earlier on, yes, this would be Galactic Skull's first podium in his Sunday League history, so he is on to do something for himself today.
He will be wanting to do everything he can here, and oh no! Craig's gone. Speaking of mistakes, Craig, Avanza 7 has made a mistake immediately.
I have made a mistake, yes.
You have made a mistake.
Too much pressure straight away, tyre just lost the back end. Cold. I'll blame it on the cold tyres. But made a mistake and I let xCobalt come straight past, but it's on the banking, it's on the back straight, got a bit of slipstream, so it's not all over just yet. We've got the long straight and the bus stop chicane to come.
As we cut now, what's this happening here? This is David Mack is a really long stint, Craig, and he's been hunted down by the leader by quite an alarming pace at this point.
Yeah, this is quite good for David Mack. Traditionally he's put it quite early, he's been quite harsh on his tyres, but today he seems to be doing the complete opposite, going a lot longer than everybody else, even people that are quite used to making their tyres last a bit longer. So he's doing quite well, and he seems to be keeping a decent bit of pace to spin at the moment.
He is definitely thinking logical for his battle against Super Bricklayer, but if this was some bonsai move for a podium, this would not be a wise decision, as you can just see how close Welsh Sniper Spen is getting every sector at this point. I get the feeling it'll be a bit hair and square and coming into the chicane, but...
Just bear in mind, he does have to make one mandatory pit stop though, so he has to get that out of the way at some point.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like we're going for the latest possible attempt. Maybe trying a one-stop here. I mean, I think it's a one-stop anyway, but he's definitely trying something to have better grip and more sharp weapons to attack Super Bricklayer at the end of the race.
Does, yeah, maybe getting the fuel down, have a lighter splash and dash at the end, but here he comes into the pits now, so we'll find out whether it works out for him or not. But Spen takes the lead once again.
Original leader is back then, as we come across the line. Here's David Mack in the pits then. It's raining now on board with the Avanza 7, lap 21 towards the end of the race. And what's going to happen here? Too much throttle, and he's just completely binned it and put it right in the wall. And that's David Mack goes through then. Another challenge for Avanza 7 to overcome.
Yeah, we're still watching Avanza 7 now, bit of an issue at the start there. As far as I'm aware, he looks like he's going to go for the pit, so hits the brakes to slow down and it just goes all wrong, all kaput, just...
That's a record amount of spins.
Pretty much self-explanatory there, don't you think? So it looks like they had to go to the pit lane and it just didn't really work at all.
Very dangerous driving to get back to the pits. He thinks, I'm not doing another lap on these tyres.
Certainly not, he's
trying to get it
coming down.
Turning around. It's only 21%, guys, but remember, everyone here forgot to buy intermediate or wet tyres, so these drivers have no tread.
This, hence why he's going back into the pit lane.
Yeah, no tread whatsoever. But lap 23, this is a battle, a last attempt battle to get something out of this race as he's following. Is that leader behind them trying to overlap?
How much grip there is not. So
there is. Oh, he's gone!
I just got it. Binned again.
And the PlayStation menu's come up. It's all gone wrong here. So, you couldn't get it worse if you tried, could you?
Not at all, no. What was that? 5th down to 8th, so the rain was not my friend today.
The rain coming down even harder now. This is the last lap, Craig, and is that second? Is that Fred?
That's Fred off on the side there. Oh, well, xCobalt's following, they're both drifting.
No, my apologies, that is 3rd place Fred and 4th place xCobalt.
So Galactic's passed somewhere around the lap.
2 has gone past. He's
made the most of this wet rain, hasn't he? Wet rain?
He is,
wet race.
Definitely. He's got the charge for his podium, his first podium.
So we're going to turn 3, the hairpin here. Just, it's very, very slow.
You can tell by
Look at it.
Listen to the engine notes. Listen to that wheel spin.
Just
you can tell by the engine notes how much these guys are having to feather around. Listen to that. He's cruising. That's 7th gear cruising.
I think we all need Super Bricklayers. Crew chief, he predicted rain with the wipers at the start, didn't he? So
it's a shame he didn't buy the Inters, or he would have been gone.
Yeah, none of us thought about that at the time.
There we go. Fred wide.
He's off on the grass now again.
Is that going to help xCobalt gain a bit of time?
Sure.
We're trying to... This is such a delicate thing, because for Fred, this is the last lap. This is a podium at stake here,
last lap, and as you can see, people have made mistakes in this corner, i.e. myself previously, so... Oh, looks really wide.
Look at that, he's done another mistake. Is that it? Is that it for xCobalt, do you think? You think he's too far back now to get a move done?
Fred's been a lot slower in the range, so this could be... What is that, 4 or 5 more corners to go, so it's going to be very, very interesting, and he's dipped the wheel down on the inside. That can't be good for him, that's for sure.
He's trying to get around his own. Look at that, xCobalt's got more faith in the speed on the banking. And look at this. Look at this.
That's risk. He's put a lot of faith in the other driver there.
They've made contact.
Untouched. Where's that?
Oh, look at that. Look at the drift. Straight line drift as we're coming into the chicane.
Well there by Fred, dude.
Oh, no grip for either of them. They've both hit the wall. And this is the number 9 and the number 11 car going at it. And
it's just Fred, the slowest crashing in the world.
Fred on the grass. Fred is just no grip. And he's got to make a move now into the final banking. And
over the grass.
He's hit the wall on the outside banking. And it's gone all wrong. In the space of 2 laps, Craig, he's gone from 2nd to 4th, and I think that's game over for him.
No wonder he wasn't happy after the race. Clearly not happy with the rain. None of us anticipated that. None of us even bought tyres. That's how off guard we were caught. But it looks like Fred Avanza 7 have been they've been let down the most by this rain. So Fred's lost the podium, and Avanzo 7's lost some good points.
Horribly wrong for Fred on this final lap. xCobalt managed to take the podium from him at the last second. Look at that. That's quite sad to see, really.
I know, it's a shame. He was having a good race as well up until that point. He was.
Here we are. Look at the fuel on our race leader. As the underlap car goes right back through. Look at the feathering on the bottom left, Craig. This is how bad it's got. 57% rain with no tread on the tyres whatsoever. But in the most harem-squarem of situations, in the most craziest of races, they couldn't have been a better season opener. And our race 1 winner is our reigning champion, Welsh ex-sniper Spen. How do you feel about this race, Craig?
Well, the rain caught everybody off guard. Great win to Spen, though. We all have the same problems to deal with, no wet tyres whatsoever, so he's done well to prevail on that. Well done as well to Galactic Skull too for getting a second place. That's his first ever in the Gran Turismo 6 Sunday League. This is our 6th season, as you're aware, so he's done well to get his first podium, and xCobalt as well for fighting back to get that podium. But unlucky to Fred. It was
not a race he will want to be writing down in the history book.
No, I know.
As Super Bricklayer still on the final lap.
Starting it dry, ending the wet. None of us expected that. None of us had wet tyres. We're going to go through the race results themselves. So we got Welsh Sniper Spen finishing in first, Galactic Skull 2 coming home in second place, xCobalt third, Fred Dude fourth, David Mack in fifth, Super Bricklayer comes home in sixth, Chuck Sockenbart in seventh, Avanzo 7 in eighth, and Matty Rocks rounds out the field in ninth position. So there we have it. What was your take on that race, Toby?
Yeah, definitely an interesting race for us all to be treated with for the final season of GT6. Sometimes it has to be said we get a bit boring season openers in Sunday League. Definitely not this season, which is great news considering the coverage we're getting on Sunday League for this season. A fairly dominant performance in the end from the reigning champion Welsh ex-sniper Spen. Can anyone stop the Welshman?
That is the question. He won last season. He's going on. He's had a good start to get his second consecutive season win, but there's plenty of us that are looking at it. Galactic Skull's had a good start. Maybe he's going to be a dark horse this season. We never know. So with 7 more races to go in this season for us to find out.
Yeah, definitely someone to wanting to dethrone him would be Galactic Skull, as well as the many other hungry faces we have this season. Some are yet to show up. Their debut would be race 2. But anyway, guys, after 24 laps, there you have it. I have been really thrilled to commentate alongside Craig for this Daytona race of the ISR Sunday League Round 1. And it will be great to see you in the next one. And until then, it's bye for now.
Thanks so much for watching. See you later.
Bye-bye.